Replay, it'll tell us more of the story. Oh. Yeehaw for Brody. He's clamped the brake, which was a smart play, but it may have hurt the tyres as it's come back on there, although it was at low speed at that point, but he's managed to...
Ooh. Come from the inside.
Yeah, he got it on the inside and that fired him. Jack LeBrock, and we actually, as the camera was panning to the right there, you could see James Courtney off in the distance. Looked like he had a bit of a wriggle going there as well.
Have a listen.
That's a heck of a whack. So
that actually hit hard.
A shift in temperature has lit things up because
monster
shunt for Slade. So Slade has whacked the wall big time at the top of the mountain. And see what happened here. Oh, got away from him when he fed it the gear. So as he put his foot on the brake and fed it a gear, it's jumped sideways. And by the time we pick it up, it's on its way to a 45-degree angle shunt on the outside of the road. And that
we'll need to reset. Yeah, just up there in the background, you can see Nash Morris just has the rears locked. So easy to do.
Here's what happened. Same deal. Oh, and that one wiped all around the outside wall. Here it is again. Ran wide in the marbles. And it's largely cosmetic.
Turn 4, and we see it quite a lot here when the exit of turn 3, the curb's wet. But that was just a pure pitch thing where the car pitched, lost the rear tyre and spun it, and luckily kept the car off the tyre barrier at the mid-corner of 4. But we're talking about junk on the track now. It looks like a quarry out there right at the minute.
Back sets of tyres that ultimately, inside front locking is the normal deal down there. Jack couldn't stop it and has gone off. He tried to gas it up and get it out the other side, but it didn't work. It starts with Bryce getting sideways. You've got Gary diving up the inside. Jack went motocrossing. He touches Gary Jacobson. Meantime, Bryce goes into the wall.
And Cam Waters through that little zone there. They did a good job to get 2 cars through. Oh, Jack Smith off the road. And another bit of bump and grind. So that's the explanation. So you were looking at it. Or the brake pedal falls on the floor. 2 of those mechanical failures are the worst. There you go. You can see that. He couldn't stop the car. He did a good job to run it straight along that verge.
Look at the replay. He's in behind Di Pasquale, and it was already cranked sideways over the curb at 2, trips over the turn 3 curb, and he's got it all clamped up and keeps it well off the wall. But
in front of the Red Bull Ampol Commodores.
So Tim Slade and David Reynolds. Double tap. The grip levels may be. So lots of people battling, and I didn't see this one either. So this is Jack LeBrock pointing in the wrong direction. And it looks like it might have plucked an oil line down the back straight. Has he got it done this time? He plummets down there.
Got to be contact.
He's got him. Oh, he's rotated him. These two have got together yet again, but this time he redresses beautifully, Moster, but they're going to lose positions.
So that's Chaz who made contact there with Scott Pye, and rotation there for James Courtney. So I don't know whether he got bumped from behind, but...
That is Brody. Then Heimgartner, Winterbottom, Di Pasquale, Waters and Brown is your 10.
Oh, off the road goes Davison. He parks in the middle of the road. Kostecki gets by. Nice presence of mind. So does Heimgartner. Oh, and he spin it on. That spin almost wiped out his teammate.
Actually quick at the moment of Reynolds. As you said, 19.9 best lap. Last lap for him was almost the same as Shane's. And how about this one? Save of the century. A new group of people have been assembled and put together. Here's the replay of what happened. The Repco replay will show us that the right rear is well and truly parted company and set off on its own tour of northern Tasmania. And they were so fast at Bathurst, and then late in the game, unfortunately, he whacked the wall up at the top of the hill, but made a big statement about pace and competitiveness.
The Force car 97 down the inside of 17. He's been turned. There's contact there with Jack LeBrock. He's also gone into the fence on the right-hand side. So Di Pasquale's been turned by LeBrock. Oh, who was that off on the right-hand side there?
Van Gisbergen's moved up into 4th. Then it's Davison.
Oh, it's going to be a monster.
James Courtney and Jack Smith in trouble down here at turn 2. Now, yesterday I talked about the fact that it's not... Here we are now with Winterbottom.
So what's Heimgartner's on your right? What's this? Bang.
Okay, that's too shallow. But then when I saw where Jamie stopped, that wasn't the issue, so I knew something had gone wrong. Oh, Macca's gone off the road in the Coke entry, and he's not going to save that one. So that's costly right at the moment, out of 4th position, and it might take a while to be able to get that back.
To get to where he is. He's done a remarkable job.
Paul,
here we go.
for car two has a 5-second time penalty.
What have we got here on the Repco replay? Worry when I see people off the racing line down there. This explains what happened between Kurt Kostecki and Jake Kostecki. That was awkward.
And Van Gisbergen, who are 13th and 16th.
Big lock up again at this.
Off the road. That's
yeah.
a hard corner, isn't it? Everyone's struggling with it.
That might be a challenge.
And you see Andre Heimgartner now trying to position himself down the inside of Slade. Slade's in the mulga, and Waters is gone.
It was Mostert and Waters that made contact as a result of Slade. So Slade ended up in the dirt, and Mostert and Waters have got together again. It's a secondary impact. And to be able to get back on that racetrack, I've seen a few people wide this weekend and getting out into the grass. So that margin from first to third at the moment is now down to 1.1 seconds, and it's half a second between Will Davison and Shane Van Gisbergen. I called it 1 second not long ago. So he's on him now. It happened with Todd Hazelwood and Fabian Coulthard. They've interlocked down there on the run to turn 3. Nick Percat was just in front.
Purposely to run the tyre pressures a little lower, doing all turnaround there. So that was Randall, and in fact, it's actually out. Very used looking Dunlop, and a bump. Heimgartner, he might be in a little bit of strife with that one. I don't know.
Well, yeah, you can see the rear's gone before he comes into shot, and then around she goes. They've got grip, these Dunlop super soft tyres, but not so much on the grass.
And when they go away, what tends to happen when you apply more grip, Frosty missed a gear, and on the inside comes Van Gisbergen now. That was a beautiful start to begin with, but he wasn't able to continue it on. Shane dives straight down the inside. Can he hold on to it? He's been hit. Pies turned him around. That is absolute chaos. Anton gone. They've all crashed into each other. Have a little bit of contact. Check this out. 2 Boost Mobile sponsored cars, and they come together. It's hard to know whether he was up far enough. It's a difficult angle. Bump. A little bump there, and you only need the slightest little bump out of that scenario. Awkward on the way out because the two cars were sort of on the wrong angle and they just made contact. Both a little look here, right down the bottom of the shot. That was Macaulay going, and then Fabian, that was the contact with Fabian, who was into the back of Courtney and Scott Pye. Thought at that point that was going to be a time and contention for him. How about that off there for Goddard? He missed the break. He come off turn 12 sideways and deep.
He's running it down the inside. So what I said about those guys going the outside hasn't worked. Brody Kostecki has come from a long way back, and that's cost Van Gisbergen. And there's drama at the back. Goddard got turned up by Winterbottom. We're still 3 or 4 wide for the run down to 3.
Lucky Van Gisbergen saw him coming. He saw him in the mirror and he moved it out. He purposely didn't turn in. Kostecki was going to make contact with him. Macaulay Jones gone.
It's all happening. Macaulay Jones has gone around right forward there. Dave Reynolds has been caught up. He's dropped well down. It's gone. And then Van Gisbergen up the inside of Brody Kostecki. And a little bit of contact. And then that final bump just sends Kostecki wide into the grass. And
outside Davison. Does he keep it off the fence? He does. Nice job. Spin for Percat.
Oh, wow. They miss him. Great heads-up driving.
So as he's get across the bumps of Boundary Street, he's gone, bang, and that's hit hard.
He's actually really shallow on the entry too. So that thing. Oh, he had you hear him.
Oh, he's got the fence.
You could hear it understeer. He lifted out of the throttle, the dirty air. It caught him out, and we're on board when it happened.
Anybody that impedes.
Oh, no, there you go. Oh, he's in the fence. That was actually the wild card Thomas Randall who was in the way just then.
Why is he there? And they have cleared off from the rest of the field on the run into turn 2.
The first 5 cars almost made the same start off the road. Is that Jacobson? That was really wild. Now he's
wide. Shane Van Gisbergen actually had to use that extra little bit of road to be able to deal with that. And that's Cam Waters, and he went even further off. Now, I didn't think he was going to get out. Here's what it looks like from on board, and wait, steering lock, and then just ended up. So where are they? Okay, they're up on the left-hand side of frame here, and they've just gone off. At this point, there's no contact between them, so it's happened further back. And actually, that's pretty gentle contact down there. Here we go. This is riding with Brody, one of the 2 participants in this. Let's listen.
they're gone.
Bang. In the background for visibility.
Off the road, that's Van Gisbergen. That's off the road massively. Can he stop it before the fence? Yes, he does. Very lucky for Shane.
Anton has scorched away. He's got fresh air, and now Whincup on the inside, and on the outside of him is Shane Van Gisbergen and Will Davison back and forth.
Oh, big spin there for Courtney. Can he keep it off the fence? He just slightly rubs the fence on the inside of turn 1.
And there's something flailing 3 wide at turn 8. LeBrock on
it's in the fence.
And he's managed to tag his teammate. Round goes Cam Waters. Gary a bit of a touch-up, and it sends him, and then Tim Slade does much the same to Jake Kostecki, and around he goes.
Look at this replay. And around Foley goes. Rotates him. Hard on the brakes, but once you're on the grass, there's not much you can do about it. And just slight contact with the inside wall there.
Yeah, that car found the fence at Mount Panorama.
The replay, listen to this. Top gear, can't see. Ooh, almost drilled the back of Di Pasquale. And this is the challenge. The gravel's done a fine job, and so are those safety barriers down. There's a bit of science in the way they're constructed. And he's got the brake clamped, but it's doing absolutely nothing as he tours the wilderness on the outside of turn 1. Now that would be the best part of 230, 40, 50 kilometres an hour as he flew off down there. Mark, you had a very nasty moment that was a big bell ringer down there years ago.
It's got worse.
It has. It's, this is one of the periods,
Runoff also.
big time. This is one of the periods where they talked about, and he's going to slam the wall down there like Whincup did on the inside of that wall at Forest Elbow. This will be the aftermath, not the cause. Oh, it's actually hit very hard, like nasty hard. Ouch. Right there, bang, and it's just pitched it in. Now in the middle of that corner, you're doing about 85 odd. Was Russell in, and so he's just locked a brake and run wide and snowplowed right up to the edge of the fence. Didn't quite get it, thankfully. Meantime,
You lost your hat.
yeah, it's handy to.
It's sunny out there.
That's actually quite a decent trick.
What?
Handy to have up there at this time of the year because there's plenty of sun around. There's a point that you were making before, Mark.
Hats off to you, mate. Well done.
You had to think about that, didn't you?
No, I did. How do you do that?
I think there's a problem for the 7.
Yeah, Matt Campbell's, I think, has clouded the wall up the top of the hill. In fact, he's got no steering control because the left front's completely... Here's what happened. So he's glided up to the wall, and as he's caught it, it's actually steered around its own front wheels at Sulman Park, just on the run to the top of the mountain. Here's the other view. And it just goes to show how on the knife edge they are there. So they just breathe on the throttle ever so gently into that right-hander. Some people have a little dab of the brake. And have a look at the left front here. And it's got a mind of its own. And it's just gone straight into the wall. So Matt would not have been aware of it. This is a young guy from Queensland. This one
Here we
tells us
go.
a bit more. No great evidence of lockup, but something unstable or weird.
It's broken.
He said it went all light in the front. Something was dancing around, was what he just said on the radio back to George. So he's actually done a pretty nice job there of navigating his way through that nightmare. So, and then he got it to the right to get it onto the grass, which means they get it out quicker. Let's listen and watch.
Nothing obvious there, but again, it might have broken a bottom pin and a wishbone on the front upright. It got quite unstable through the right-hander. You can see it buffeting around. So for sure, something is from a...
Into turn 1. So a couple of their cars are battling down at turn 1 because Zach Best was having some troubles getting pulled up down there at turn 1. Here's the view from the other angle, just locked up wide and head first into the fence. There's a safety car. Oh, and what an Australian reason for a safety car. There's an echidna on the edge of the racetrack, which we've got to look after. We've seen kangaroos, so the safety car's been deployed for the second time for an echidna of all things, and the poor little thing can't find its way out. So we need to get these cars under control and just help that little critter off the racetrack.
This really helps Red Bull massively. It does. No, sorry. Only Van Gisbergen and Tander.
Well, yeah.
It doesn't help Whincup.
No, because he's taken
He's
some pain
gone.
there.
Because I reckon there's a bit of contact. I reckon that might have had a bit of Courtney, maybe. So, need to look a little bit further back. But it was what you were saying earlier about that debris on the outside. As soon as you got out of the groove, out of that high grip area of the racing line, it is like ice on the outside. Check this out. He's just only a half a car width too wide there. The loaded wheels are in the grey. They're out there in the Greg Murphy shingle, and it's over and out.
Gravel trap did exactly what it's designed to do there.